What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday. So today we are back. Got a Freightliner Cascadia with the DD13. It's a little bit of an older unit. It's can't even see the date here. 2012, 2013. Customer states he has a bit of a misfire. Got some fault codes. Sounds like a bit of a train or a bit of a ticking sound. Low boost. He's got a number of things going on. So customer states he did a few things to the truck. He replaced the CAC. He had some issues there, so good on him. He did that. EGR, Delta P sensor, replaced that. Intake, replaced that. Still has the same issue where on the flats he's got power, but after that he's got low power or no power going up a hill. So I'm going to show you what we found when the truck came in the other day. Right now I'm just going to plug in. I'm going to let you see what the fault codes are. We're going to go over to the left, hook up your software, Detroit Diesel Diagnostic link. There you go, guys, just to give you a little picture on that. Again, Freightliner Cascadia 2013 with the DD13. Okay, weird thing is the code that was there the other day is not there today. So, alrighty guys, so I really wanted to show you this fault code, and I had to pull up the records for the truck. And again, just so you see that it is the same truck, you're gonna see right up here on the upper left, 2013 Cascadia with a DD13. Okay, check that out. And these are the fault codes that came up for the truck itself. Number one, you're gonna see here, low airflow. Wait a second, there we go. Low airflow, SPN 2631 FMI1. Okay, those are the codes that we're kind of going after. And that code will definitely pop up based on exhaust leaks, boost leaks, things of that nature. Now, I showed you guys in the video really quick the bubbles that were there at the intake, and that would definitely trigger this fault code. So hopefully this helps you guys out. If you see something like that, I would do that rather than chasing a turbo or a V-pod or wastegate or something like that. I would look at, kind of go back to basics and look for any kind of leaks, boost leaks, anything like that. Not a big deal. What I want to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and start the truck up. I want you guys to hear it for yourselves. I'm recording over there with the GoPro as well, but I'm recording over here with my phone, so I'm kind of show you guys a little bit of both. Where the hell is, here we go. Chavo, what's on that? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. All I've got is a malfunction light up there. Let's see if I can do this over here. What I want to look at, as always, is going to be the oil pressure. Make sure that's good. Here goes. So that's good. Exhaust, okay, and of course you're going to have some exhaust because you have your EGR system, EGR crossover pipe, CAC, so you are going to have some potential exhaust leaks. And I really wish I would have recorded it the other day, but anyway, on Friday, actually, let's see if you can see the bubbles back there. There we go. See the bubbles? Shouldn't have any bubbles, guys. So if you are getting something like that, you guys can hear the slight tick and the slight puff, so it's not terrible. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off really quick, guys. I should have filmed it the other day when the truck was here. You can actually see the bubbles coming out from the intake manifold. However, I'm gonna see if I can zoom in right now. So right now you can definitely see that I'm gonna record with the GoPro, so I'm gonna kind of mix it up. But back there, can't see it now, but there is some exhaust, okay? And of course, you're gonna have some exhaust because you have your EGR system, EGR crossover pipe, CAC. So you are gonna have some potential exhaust leaks. And I really wish I would have recorded it the other day. But anyway, on Friday, oh, actually, let's see if you can see the bubbles back there. There we go. See the bubbles? Shouldn't have any bubbles, guys. So if you are getting something like that, that is definitely cause for a leak. Okay, what I'm gonna do right now is gonna do a quick compression test. I just had to cycle the key. Let's turn that bad boy back on. Let's see what the numbers are. Now, by doing a valve adjustment, guys, it's not gonna fix the problem with the leak that you have there on the intake. Potential intake boost issue. That's not gonna fix that problem, but it will fix the issue, it should anyway, with the valves being tight. Those typically, I've seen happen because, again, the valves are too darn tight. I'm going to show you the results from Friday right now in a second, but what I want to do really quick is go over to my actions tab. I want to go to my relative compression test, and again, it's just going to give us a pretty good indicator on what the hell's going on. So, of course, everything's got to pop up right now. Postpone. Postpone. Yes, 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 get the fuck out of here. All right, here we go. So now we're going to run the test. I'm gonna click on yes. Crank the key until it stops cranking. Hold it down. Hear that struggle? That's not good. Alrighty, guys. Ooh, man, that is definitely worse than Friday. Okay, I'm hoping a valve adjustment is going to resolve this issue. I'm going to show you the results that we had on Friday. I'm going to print this up for the customer, so this way he's got a little something to compare it to. In the near future, if you're getting something like that, I would recommend looking at rebuilding or overhauling the engine itself. Yep, never good. But let's see what the numbers are going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and tear this thing down. I've showed you guys that in the past. We're going to set our engine up to TDC. Sorry, we're going to set the engine up to TDC down there at the bottom. Whether we're TDC 1, TDC 6, it doesn't matter, but what makes it a lot easier if you just get all this crap out of the way, guys. So get that out of the way, air filter out of the way, set it all up. Right now the engine's still cold. Again, I just started up just to show you guys what's going on. And we're gonna go from there. So let's tear this thing down. Let's get some valves adjusted, and then we're gonna go ahead and retest, and then hopefully these numbers will improve. I'll keep you guys posted. Alrighty, guys, we're back. Let's do it. Valve adjustments. So you guys saw the numbers. We're on the second rotation right now, so we are going to be adjusting intakes 3, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6. Okay, 3, 5, 6 on the intake, 2, 4, 6 on the exhaust. So right now, number 3, check this out. I got no side to side, I got no up and down, I got no chatter. Same thing goes for 5, same thing goes for number 6. Usually the exhausts are gonna be pretty good. See? So most of the time, the issue is gonna be on the intake valves, okay? I don't know what it is about the Detroits, I don't know what it is about their design, but that's typically what we find, okay? So again, number 2, here's number 4. Here's number 6. Either way, we're gonna adjust everything evenly, we're gonna retest, and we're gonna go from there. Again, this is a short nose, so it's not all room inside, but we're gonna show you what we can as we go along. So here we go, guys. Everyone say hi to Chavo. Chavo. If you guys see Chavo out and about, say what's up. Alrighty, guys, we are back. Went ahead and did the rotation. So TDC 6, we took care of intake 356, exhaust 246. Rotate the engine 360 degrees. Now we're back to TDC 1, which is gonna put us at intake 1, 2, and 4 for the adjustment. 1, 3, 5 on the exhaust. Okay, so I want to show you guys really quick again. Look at, I got no chatter. I got nothing. These things are very, very tight. This is why, guys, I say it over and over. You guys stay on top of this maintenance. You got to stay on top of these valve adjustments, whether it's once a year, every 100,000, whatever you're comfortable with, but you got to stay on top of it. Hopefully this will help the customer out a little bit and keep him going for a little bit longer before he has to make a decision on rebuilding the engine or getting another truck or whatever his decision is, but that's up to him. On the exhaust, that's what you want to hear.
Okay, there's number 1. Here's number 3. Number 5. So we're gonna go ahead and make our adjustments on the intake. I'm gonna go ahead and do the adjustments on the exhaust. I'm gonna cover this up. We're gonna go back. So power on, we're gonna open up the ignition source. First thing first, we're gonna launch our software, Detroit Diesel Diagnostic Link. Let's go, baby. While that opens up, I'm gonna go ahead and cycle the key. I'm not gonna start it just yet, I wanna wait. I'm gonna do a compression test first. I want you guys to hear the difference. I do have the camera set up as well. Got the GoPro, so you get a little bit of a different point of view. I'm gonna try a few different things on this video. And we're gonna go, hopefully we get a difference, man. You saw the numbers, they were not good, they were not impressive. They were actually pretty weak sauce if you ask me. So, let's get this program up and running. It's gonna connect. We're gonna go ahead and do this test one more time and hopefully, fingers crossed, makes a difference, guys. So, let's go. Alrighty, guys, here we go. So we got everything connected. The world famous EGR valve actuator, blah, 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 but that's not why it's here. Right now, why it is here is the compression, right? So we know we have a compression issue. Let's just get right into it, guys. Actions, relative compression test. Let me make sure nobody's got their grubby fingers in the way. 1 second. Chavo, le voy a dar. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the usual, same old thing. Let's set the camera up right there. Hopefully you guys are gonna see it. Again, you're gonna crank it until it stops. Look at the difference, listen to the difference. Alrighty, guys. Here we go. Let's click on okay. Let's look at the difference. Considerably better. 98%, 100, 92, 99, 100, and 97. So that is definitely an improvement. It's still not going to resolve the issue with the intake manifold leak that's over there. Okay, but that's a whole different, that's a problem for another day. Once the customer is ready to do that, we will take care of that problem for them. So there we go, guys. This is why I kind of repeat this thing over and over. Stay on top of that maintenance, man, whether it is every year, 6 months, 100,000, whatever interval you want to set it at. It's your truck. Take care of that money maker, and that's pretty much that. So let's see, is there anything else that the customer wanted me to look at? I don't think so, guys. All in all, we're all done. I'm going to clear the codes just for my own little peace of mind. If the truck comes back and it's got new codes, then I know those are codes that are going to need to be attended to at a later time and date. So for now, if you have any questions, as always, feel free to hit me up. Don't be shy. Again, stay on top of this, and hopefully, again, just keep that engine running, guys. Again, later problem we're going to take care of is going to be that, and hopefully that'll be another video for another day. Guys, if you love the video, all I ask again is give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100,000. Right now we're at 28,000 subscribers. Have yourself a blessed day. Take care.